In the gaming industry, there are tons of genres, but one that doesn't see too many new releases these days are Western games. But that's not the case today. This is Evil West. Don't go away. Evil West. Ever since the days of Gun on GameCube, I've always really liked Western games, and Red Dead 2 is sort of just really shone hard. And I thought after the success of Red Dead 2, we would see a lot more Westerns try and copy that, but unfortunately, not really a lot are out there. But here comes Evil West, a game that me and my friend both had our eye on because, hell, the trailer's pretty nice. And to start, let's talk about the story and cast of characters and stuff. Generally, surprisingly actually, it's my favorite part here. Not really the story as a whole, per se, but the cutscenes here. The story is pretty basic. It's cowboys versus vampires, and these come in many, many different forms. At one point, one of your allies on your team gets turned into a vampire, so you gotta look for the cure, and that's pretty much where the story goes on from there. And it honestly isn't bad. It's not insane, but I enjoyed it. But that's mostly because of how enjoyable the cutscenes are. I'm not kidding, every cutscene here had me laughing in some way or another. The voice acting in the cast really put their all into this, I swear. The main character, Jesse, really embodies what a cowboy is. There's just such a good dynamic between him and all the other characters that every cutscene is a joy to watch.
Splendiferously observed. I guess to know for sure we have to investigate McCallum's sawmill?
McCallum's won't be an easy nut to crack. Without a working gauntlet, we can't penetrate its glamours.
Guess it's high time to check up on our resident genius.
As far as physically playing the game, there are two major parts to this. One of them is 85% of the time you will be spent in combat. The other 15% you spend will be basically walking around, solving very, very easy puzzles, searching for sacks of money and cash and stuff to upgrade your equipment. Non-combat time is mostly just spent walking around and enjoying the environment. But based on your opinion of the combat of this game is where it will live or die, because that's the majority of time spent here. And even combat itself is breaking up into two categories: range and melee. Now, typically games that do this have the range category just stronger by default because, well, you spend less time close to your enemies and range attacks are just an easy way to get free damage in. But it's actually balanced out here. Your melee attacks are just as efficient as your range attacks. And by melee, I mean just uppercut, jump and punch, super punch. It's kind of not that interesting. On the range weapon side, you have the classic gunslinger pistol, you have the rifle, you have a flamethrower, you have a stick of dynamite, which was one of my favorite things, and a Gatling gun. And these are balanced well because they don't do an insane amount of damage, and the cooldown is really nice. Something that I noticed is that during combat, when things are on cooldown, you use a stick of dynamite, flamethrower, whatever, it's on cooldown. It doesn't refresh when you're out of battle. Once the battle's finished, everything doesn't reset so you're ready for the next one. The bar stays the same. So using every single weapon at your arsenal at the end of a fight is sort of a big mistake because the beginning of your next one will see you on cooldown with everything you got. And that small add, that very tiny subtle thing makes this game very balanced. Now, due to the nature of the enemies, I will say, by the way, I play this game at normal difficulty, but it was a perfect difficulty balance. The enemies here are very fast. The windows of dodging, very slim. Evil West is the kind of game that has a high skill ceiling for combat, and it really works in its favor. The more I played this game, the more you will play this game, you will start to feel okay, I'm becoming God in combat. There can just be so many enemies on screen that are all attacking from different directions, from the sky, from the ground, from the side, behind you, range attacks, and anytime a weak point pops up, you have to deal with that. It's the combat here is kind of addicting, I'll be honest. And the more you play, the sharper your senses become in this game, and you just start to weave in and out like you're in some sort of anime TV show. And by the end of the game, combat is really nice. And it's also kind of refreshing as a whole, because I don't know where I heard this, but when this game initially came out, I heard it described as a GameCube era style game. And I thought, well, I grew up with the GameCube. I'll probably like this. And I really do see those patterns here. The levels are linear. There is no open world or live service here. You just start level, finish level. It's very simple stuff. Combat, little tiny baby puzzles, cash on the side. Once you finish level, you go into a straight static loading screen that just screams GameCube era to me.
The original Disruptor.
Done. Where can I find them?
And while this may feel like a GameCube era style game in the most positive way I could say that, I will move on to presentation here to talk about this game's visuals, audio, and I was kind of, I think I came in with a low bar and I was impressed. Upon the first 2 seconds of me loading into this game, I quickly identified how nice the lighting looks. I don't know if it's because I've played a few Nintendo 64 and GameCube games recently on my channel, but it was just really nice looking. The lighting, the environments are very different. The cutscenes, I feel like mocapped well, voice acted really well. The sound effects are nice, especially for when you hear an enemy weak point. You cannot misunderstand what's happening once you know what it is. But the game does drop the ball when it comes to the music. I will say though, there's maybe one soundtrack I can think of that I remember. Music is always so much underappreciated, it's crazy. But what I can't believe is how atrocious, and I mean downright horrendous, the customization options are. It's literally insulting, annoying, and frustrating. Like a slap in the face. Okay, let me give you the heads up here. I can't really tell you if this was a setup to buy a microtransactions because I didn't get any ads to buy this or buy that. So honestly, maybe I should go look at the store and see if there are. But you can find these chests and they will give you money. But the big ones will give you money and either a perk point, unlock a upgrade opportunity, or give you a skin on something that you can be changed. And you can change the skin on your weapons, pistol, rifle, your hat, your scarf thing, your coat, these stuff, right? And I thought, okay, cool. And on the first couple ones I unlocked, it was like you unlocked ghost hat, ghost revolver. And they looked 10 times worse than what I was originally wearing. So I thought, okay, well, maybe I just bad luck in the roll. But I soon realized that every customization thing that I got was just ghost themed. Ghost flamethrower, ghost rifle, ghost scarf, ghost shoes. And it's not even that big of a thing. It has zero impact on any gameplay element. It just was so annoying to go to a chest after searching for it and finding it hidden somewhere and being like, hey, what do I get? Perk point, new upgrade slot. It's like you unlocked ghost flamethrower. And I already knew, I was like, this is going to look 10 times worse, and it did. I feel like the customization could have been utilized a lot better.
Going beast mode is a hobby of mine.
Overall impact. Describing this game as a GameCube era style game, it sort of fits the bill when I say that this is a fun game, good game, but you won't see it in any Game of the Year nominees. Evil West has a problem where it doesn't particularly shine anywhere. The combat is very fun. The upgrade system is okay, it's not that great. Honestly, the telltale sign for an upgrade system is when you're playing, in the moment think, okay, I have a perk point here, and I have multiple choices. Am I having a hard time choosing which one I want? Because, wow, I could get a huge health upgrade or weapon upgrade or melee damage upgrade or something. And it's like, well, okay, which one do I really want? But on the opposite end of that, you could also be thinking, okay, these aren't that great. Which one do I think I'll utilize the most in combat situations? That's what I felt here. Anytime I got an upgrade point, I was like, okay, what do I need? What do I want? There's not much here. And that's just not a great sign for your upgrade system. But that, combined with the insanely bad customization, isn't any reason to not play this game. Because at the end of the day, Evil West kind of prioritizes fun over anything else. And that's how I'll remember this game, and will be hyped for a sequel. But for Evil West, 7.9 out of 10. So that's it. Evil West, is down. The kind of teased a sequel at the end of it, but honestly, cowboy games, there's not a lot out there. I've played Red Dead 2, 1, and Evil West now on the channel. So what other West games could I play out there? I have Gun for GameCube, and I know there is Red Dead Revolver, and I think Call of Juarez or something. Other than those games, I don't really know. Maybe I should go on like a West run. Maybe I should go on a Western game run or something. That might be interesting, but we'll see. For now, I'm your host, Saberplan Entertainment. Hope you enjoy this review. Peace out.
Oh, this guy actually taking a big shots. He just took a shot for the homeboy.
What is up? I know what you're thinking. You're only here for the bonus Easter egg soundtrack I put in at the end of every video. But did you also know I have a donation page under Buy Me a Coffee? Donate whatever you want to my channel and I'll put half that back to an environmental charity. So that's that. Enjoy the music. Peace out.